This is the Dockyard's deal management platform. What you're looking at here is the live web application that is being used by law firms, corporates, investment banks, and corporate finance specialists all over the world to optimize how they do their deals. What I'm going to take you through is a real high-level demonstration of the technology in a quite a practical way. A Dockyard sits at the intersection of productivity, so it's helping you to get stuff done, compliance, keeping you and your clients, and if you're an in-house lawyer, the corporate that you work for, much safer in terms of regulatory compliance, risk and audit. Data security, so it's keeping your data significantly more safe. So this is replacing and improving on the use of email as a way to transmit and send around confidential documents, which clearly is not a very safe or appropriate way to do it. And it also sits at the final intersection of experience. So improving the experience that you, your team, and all of your stakeholders have when you're working on a deal. The premise of the Dockyard is that when you have a transaction or a matter to work on, you launch a digital space. And this one that you're looking at is an example of running a sell-side merger and acquisition deal. The subject matter of the transaction doesn't matter. So if you're not an M&A lawyer, don't switch off. If you're doing capital raisings, IPOs, debt facilities, real estate transaction, or any type of transaction, can be run in the Dockyard. And the reason for that is that we have an extremely flexible architecture. You've got a new matter, you then set up the deal space here in the Dockyard, and you start inviting people in and creating work streams. So the two key navigation points are our tab bar, and each one of these tabs is representing a work stream, and you decide who sees what tabs. So for example, the internal new matter checklist is likely to just be you and your team, and all the way through to running more public work streams like virtual data rooms and Q&As, and we'll come on to that in a second. And then, so if you've got tabs, and then you need to create teams. So our little slide bar over here is where you get access to the team. So here's you, this is your team, and here is all the other teams that you create. And you can create a team simply by clicking here. So I've created this new team. And you just keep adding teams and giving teams access to the tabs as relevant. And what this allows you to do is run both private and public work streams, so you can slice and dice the permissioning across all the moving parts. But the key piece is that every moving part of your deal is in the one spot, a sole source of truth, digital space in which the whole transaction is managed. So on my dashboard here, I'm seeing some information around who's been logging in and when. I've got some information about new activity. So since I last logged in, 39 new things happened, and I can load the what's new filter. And it tells me everything that's new in the deal space since I went in there. The dashboard's also giving me information about my tasks, so things that are allocated to me and when they're due, and also the things that are allocated across my whole team. What I want to do then is go and have a look at some of these tab bars. So for here, we're running an internal new matter checklist. This is a dynamic checklist allowing you to create custom fields. You can allocate responsibility of tasks to teams and to people. And so if I just move this and allocate this to Greg O'Reilly just got an email to say that he's now responsible for moving this task forward. And we'll move the status to not started. Due dates, end dates, update fields, any type of custom fields that you want. And you're also able to view these in a Gantt chart format. So when you're running project plans, you can also engage with your client in a much more visual way. This next work stream here we've got is an internal task tracker. These are all just examples of what you can have. It's completely customizable. And a lot of these tabs are also things that you'd want a template. So for example, a new matter checklist was the standard checklist that you always have for setting up a new matter. You can right click and save as a template. You can also create a string of tabs together as a template. So here we're running an internal task tracker where we've broken it down by people and issues. And again, you can see that these are all completely customizable. We're also using the Dockyard to start the engagement with the client process, where we're using our capability to check documents in and out and have version control around versions of various documents to engage the client on a mandate. Running key contacts lists, even running questionnaires and requests for information where the client can fill in information live within the platform, and stopping you emailing around Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and the multiple versions of it. All of it's done here live in the Dockyard. We saw earlier capability to run project plans. You can see here we're running a project plan with the client. And again, being able to run that project plan with a visualization in a Gantt chart format. There's also really no end to the use cases that you can have, and depends on the type of transaction you're running. Here we're tracking the non-disclosure process and whether NDAs have been sent, received, signed, etc. We're running here a folder structure where we're collecting non-binding offers for bidders, given the context that this is a sell-side M&A. And then the next part is often where people first think about deal technology. So running a data room. So here you can run a full data room in the Dockyard, and it's simply another tab. We also allow you to run the full question and answer workflow around the disclosure piece. And these just sit again as another feature across your tab bar. And then running into the substantive part of negotiating the transaction, running checklists and document lists where you've got the ability to upload and create different versions of each document and run the whole negotiation process. Managing signatures across the whole document set that you're creating. And then finally, running a closing checklist, allocating tasks, due dates, and latest status, and even down to being able to do closing day run sheets. Some of the last things to show you in this demo include some of the user level permissioning and features, such as I can bookmark items and tasks for me to come back to myself, which are just personal bookmarks. Being able to track documents that I have reviewed and haven't reviewed. And again, it's just keeping me on task. And also the final thing for you to look at is the audit trail. The audit trail is a forensic fingerprinting of every single thing that happens in this deal space, and it's exportable to spreadsheet and PDF. And this is one of the key compliance tools that's built into the platform. We also have the ability to build reports. So you can extract any aspect, build order, deal books, and this information is available to you straight from your dashboard.